Well, good morning, Jill. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm looking forward to talking to you and hearing more, to hearing about what has brought you in today. So first of all, I want to know if it is all right if we talk about your substance use. Is that all right if we?
That's fine.
Okay, so I'd love to hear more about it, and I'm going to ask some questions if when I have some. So, please tell me what brought you into our visit today.
I went to my doctor and she had me fill out this form
Okay.
about drinking, and she thought that I should come talk to you. And also, my son had mentioned that he thought I should quit drinking so much.
Okay. So you had gone to your doctor for a general visit, or?
It was a general visit, but there was sort of a follow up because I had fallen and hurt my arm. And I will admit, I had been drinking a little more than usual that day. There was just, I had gone to the bar after work like I do quite often, just because it's a social hour. It's better than going and sitting at home alone. And that day I just stayed a little longer than usual and drank a little more than usual.
Okay. Well, I'm really thankful that you're willing to talk to me, that you did come to see me. And as you said, your practitioner did provide me with the results of the questionnaire that you filled out. And so my role is to go over that questionnaire with you, and I'm not going to be diagnosing you. What my goal for today is to really just find out what your goals are and to help support you in planning how you can meet those goals.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Okay.
And then I also would like to, along the way, if there are some resources that I can provide you with, I would be happy to do that, and figure out kind of where you want to go from here. The fact that you came here says that you are interested in some sort of change, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's what I would like to talk to you about, and then just take it from this moment. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, so I do have the results of the test that you took, or the questionnaire that you filled out. Okay, so from that, I just want to make sure that that the information that I have resonates with you. So the answers that you provided shows that you do drink. You have 5 or 6 drinks at least 2 to 3 times a week. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
around that.
So that's around 16 drinks per week.
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
Okay, so according to your questionnaire, that's pretty. It seems like that's that's more often than not the norm for you.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's-
and it also indicates, as you said, that let's see, that someone was injured, and as you said, that
It was me.
that was you, right? Okay, and that also, your son and your healthcare practitioner have expressed some concerns about that all. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. So what I'd like to do is show you on this chart. Okay. So this is the interpretation of the information that you provided. Okay. So you being that you are a female, the amount of drinks, 16 drinks per week, that puts you right here. Okay, between 13 and 19 for females, that's considered a harmful zone. Okay. So did you know that?
No.
Okay, so it is considered a harmful zone as far as health goes, your own health. Okay, and some of the risks for being in the harmful zone, some of the risks are anxiety, depression, cancer, frequent colds, liver damage, sexually transmitted disease, painful nerves, numb, tingling toes. Have you ever experienced any of that?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Insomnia, memory loss, premature aging, hypertension, heart failure, a vitamin deficiency, inflammation of the pancreas, impaired sensation leading to falls, failure to fulfill obligations at work, school, or home, car accidents, legal problems. Has any of that affected you? Have you
I
experienced any?
mean, I don't think so.
No, so it's
No.
mainly the fact that you've fallen and that
Yeah.
you recognize that it's a problem.
Yeah, and I think it just, I moved 4 months ago to be closer to my son, so, going to the bar kind of it became more of a social outlet than it had been before.
Okay.
So I started drinking a little bit more than I used to. I mean, I've always drank some. It's just, even within my family, it was just a social thing.
Okay.
But I think it just increased a bit over the last 4 months.
And so is it primarily, when you drink, is it primarily when you go to the bar, when you go out to the bar?
Yeah.
All right. And so you do that 2 to 3 times a week?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It helps me unwind after work and
All right.
just, yeah.
So I'd like to ask you a question, and we're going to use my readiness ruler. So using the readiness ruler from 0 to 10, 10 being, yes, very, very motivated, very, and 0 being not at all, I'd like you to tell me from 0 to 10, how interested in changing the harmful, moving out of the harmful zone. How interested would you be in doing that?
I'm very interested in slowing down my drinking. I mean, maybe a 9.
So
and
that's
slowing it down.
So that's very interesting. You want to move out of the harmful zone?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look at that. So harmful is, so you're at 16 and harmful is 13 to 19. So do you want to become low risk? Risky, let's see. So in order to move into level 2, which would still be risky, it's 4 to 6 drinks per week. But to move into the low risk, it would be, let's see, 0 to 3. So maybe 3 drinks per week. So that would be a significant change. But as a goal, how to get there? How are you interested?
I'm not interested in stopping. It's
Right.
It's just, I mean, it's almost a tradition within my family to have a drink once in a while. So probably somewhere between the low to just slight
Okay.
risk, somewhere in there.
So moving from harmful toward low.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you said a 9. Can I ask why it's not lower than a 9? Let's say why it's not. How come it's not a 3 or a 4? Why is it a 9?
Probably because I don't want to completely stop drinking. I mean, my interest in that would be a 3 or lower. But to make my son happy, to make everybody happy, to be a little bit healthier,
Okay.
I'm willing to try to at least cut back. And I can see the value in that piece. I'm not interested in cancer right now. I'd like to see my son grow a little older.
Right.
And
So you see the benefit in cutting down to avoid any of these other health risks, even though you haven't experienced them. You are in a position where you can avoid them. Also to become healthier and to for your son's sake. Did I hear
Yeah.
that correctly?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about how you would like to do that. So you are at 16, and sounds like it's kind of a casual social event. You go to the bar. So what are some of the ways that you, let's see, what would be for a change of next week? What would be, if your goal is to reduce it and to work toward the low risk zone, but move there, what would be your ideal reduction, I guess, would be the term, reduction in your intake?
Well, at least to start, to begin lowering it, maybe setting a limit of 1 or 2 drinks when I go in, and then if I stay any longer, switch over to just like water or Coke or soda water. Or if that doesn't work, maybe looking at time limits on how long I can be there, or maybe down the line looking at some other social things I could do.
Okay. So if you were to go there, to go to the bar 2 to 3 times a week, so let's say three times a week, and you were to have 2 to 3 drinks each time that you went, let's say 3, that would be 9 per week, right? So let's take a look. So 9 per week.
Well, I meant like when I go each time, just having like 1 drink or maybe 2 at the start. So that would be 3 to 6. So that I'm trying to cut down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I heard you correctly, though, even at that high amount, at the most 3 times per week, if you continue
Yeah.
to go to the bar, and at the most 3, and we'll talk about it, another, but even at that 3 times a week, 3 drinks, okay, that would be 9, which would decrease it, and it would put you in between the risky, okay. So that's 1. But if it was lower, what you just described, so give me the figure again.
Like I said, I could try for just 1 to 2 drinks per time, and maybe just 6 per week. But if that's too
So
drastic, it might end up being 9 or so.
What I'm asking you, though, because it sounds like going to the bar has been a really significant social activity for you,
there's
and
good
you
people
have
there.
been doing it 2 to 3 times per week. And I am asking you, do you think that you will still go 2 to 3 times per week?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say you go 3 times per week, right? And you reduce your drinking to.
Well, like I said, I'll try for 1 to 2 at first.
Okay, so let's say it's 2. 2 drinks each time you go to the bar, that would be 6 then, at the maximum, right? So it's still going to put you in between 4 and 12, which is in the risky zone, okay? So, and that's really what I wanted you to, and that's a significant reduction. So if that's your goal, I think that's a really great goal, because even though it says risky, it's a decrease from harmful to risky. It's a movement in the right direction. So what I'd like to do is, since you're willing to try that out, I think that would be really powerful if you do try it out for next week. See how that works for you. I'd like to reconnect and see next week, at the end of next week, have another session and see, how that did actually go for you, how you feel about it, if you want to, need to stay at that level, or if you intend to stay at that level for a while, and since your ultimate goal is to move into the low risk zone, just kind of see if after next week you have a a sense at all of like what your movement toward that might be. Does that sound good?
Okay.
And we'll just go. So I'd like to meet. I'd like to commit to meet. One, two, three. At least I'd like to meet for about 4 sessions.
Okay.
Does that work for you?
Yeah.
And then that way we can just revisit each week and really talk about some ways that, you know, so not only are you're going to be working on multiple things, right? It sounds like your goal is to, I did hear you say, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you might also discover some other social activities. And so I'd like to talk to you about what that, you know, what those other social activities might be and help support you in that process. But for this week, I don't want to overburden you. I think really you trying out your going the amount that you go and trying the reduction and seeing if that works out for you, or you know how you might negotiate it to something that if that works out for you, that's great. If you feel that you need to adjust anything, then we could just focus on that, and then in the next session begin to focus once you get a really good sense of what's working for you, right? Because right now we're projecting, we're hopeful, but we got to test it out, right? So after that, then we will have that sense, and then I think it would be a really good time for us to incorporate, you know, what other social activities you might be interested in, might work for you, how you want to go about exploring that.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the meantime, I would like to offer to you, I'm not saying that this is by any means anything that you have to do. I just want to make sure that I provide you with the information. There are, they call them mutual aid support groups that that happen every day of the week, every night of the week, somewhere in the community. And I'd like to give you a list of those. Again, it's for your information. You could try it out if you wanted to, but I just want to make sure that I give that information to you, okay?
I'll take it. I'm not sure that I'm interested.
Sure, and I don't expect you to. I just want to make sure that you have it and that I've given it to you, okay? And then we can talk about it, because who knows, it might have come up that you decided to try it out. If you do, then we'll just go ahead and that'll just be part of what we discussed. So I'm just going to give you this resource list, okay?
All right.
All right.
you.
And Jill, I look forward to seeing you next week. I'm going to set up the appointment, and I'm so thankful that you are willing to explore what could work better for you. Okay? And I will. Do you have any questions for me?
Not at this point. Thank
Okay,
you.
well, if you do, you know, here's my contact information. Feel free to give me a call or send me an email. I'll
Okay.
get back to you. Email. Usually I'm pretty good within 24 hours, but if you need to call me, go ahead and give me a call. Otherwise, I'll see you next week.
Okay.
And how about this time, this day? Does that work for you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, then we'll set it up for you. Okay, well,
All right.
have a wonderful week, and
You too.
thank you so much.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.